YouTube, it's your boy Barcode. I am back with another video. I was on a very nice long break vacation. It was amazing, but when I came back, it really made me double think of what the priorities of the devs in this game are doing. So I'm going to talk about some things about this game right now that are truly an issue. I love this game, but in the last week and a half, my drive to play is diminished. And it's not the game itself, there's a lot to do. But half the things we can't even do, or the other half feels like a chore. While you're watching this video and you agree with some of the things, make sure to comment down below. And as always, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell dingy dingy thing if you like my content. Let's go, baby. Alright, this mainly goes for the free-to-play or the low spenders in this game. One of the biggest issues still is energy and farming. Now don't get me wrong, it's way better than it was originally. But I do not spend any diamonds on summoning. I don't spend any diamonds in the shop. The only thing I do with these diamonds is farm. The last 2 or 3 days I haven't farmed at all. And if we didn't have bugs in the game, I wouldn't even have this many diamonds. So if they didn't happen, I'd literally be able to farm dungeons for maybe an hour or two. How are we supposed to progress with that? And yes, there is other ways to get energy, but that's one of the second other things that I'm going to talk about that is still an issue and needs to be a priority for them to fix is Arena. Arena is boring. Arena is not supposed to be boring. I'm so excited for real-time Arena to come out. I'm hoping that things change and it brings some more excitement back into the game. But if you're out of diamonds and you need energy, you can do Arena to get back some energy. But when every single team is a stall team, it's boring and it's slow. They tried to implement a couple different things to fix the Arena meta, but it just doesn't work. Mainly it's due to the storm. A 6-turn storm, it doesn't even make sense. A lot of heroes don't even have their ultimate back up in 6 turns. Another place you can get diamonds for energy is Endless Trials. Now don't get me wrong, I like Endless Trials. But for me, the problem with Endless Trials is that it's just long. Another boring feature. And it's easy enough to just cleave it. Pick your artifact and cleave it more. But it's just tedious. You don't want a game that you love to be boring and like a chore. Obviously level 70, you're going to get all the best rewards you can from Endless Trials. But I feel like they should add some kind of auto-complete to the last completed level. Obviously you shouldn't be able to auto-complete level 70. But if I wanted to and I don't have time for it, I feel like we should be able to auto-complete level 60. Now don't get me wrong, I do feel like the devs are trying. They're doing updates once a week, that's great. But I don't really feel like they're 100% listening. There's been maybe 1 or 2 things that the community is very strong about. And they may have fixed or tried to fix those things. But there's been a lot of things that they add that are super low on the priority list. Like this last update, for example, the discard feature, a great feature. Don't get me wrong, it's a great feature. There could be a lot of things added and implemented into this feature that'll make it a way better. One example would be the filter substats too. But we all know that gear management and gear enhancing is way more of a priority. There may have been a few people that have requested this. I think I may even requested it. But this doesn't help the gear enhancing situation. You still don't get enough charms. We still can't manage gear to swap sets between different heroes, which we've been asking for months. It's just very discouraging and frustrating. Great feature, but we didn't need it as of yet. We need gear swapping. Put a hero right here. Swap gear sets, please. Another issue that's a huge issue, and we've been talking about it since the beginning of time. Gemini Dragon. It's a huge issue. It honestly does not matter if the gear sets aren't a huge priority. It's the ability to just do it. What if we want to test different things? What if we want rebel sets? What if we need a shield set for Natalia? The fact that you need a specific hero to do 100% auto runs out of all the heroes that we have, and even out of the last 5 heroes that were implemented into the game. Mind you, the last 4 out of the 5 were legendary cash grabs, and the majority of those heroes aren't even needed to progress in the game. I've seen this in other games in the past, And honestly, it feels like a cash grab, and I get it, this is a business. But if you do the business right, you can make it appealing for any type of player that plays the game. Free to play, small spenders, whales. And speaking of the last 5 heroes that were implemented and created for the game, first it was Godfrey, which was trying to help the arena meta, which kind of helped, but the banner sucked, which I'll talk about that in a minute. Then there was Cillian, which I thought was actually going to be a really good epic, but her ultimate on her stun is only 1 target, and she's not used anywhere. Then we had our boy Reroll, which is like a great hero. Again, the banner sucked. The event was amazing. I definitely give props to that. Can be pretty decent in arena, and maybe a couple other places like Void Tower and like Tulpa, but that's like a meme troll dungeon, right? But just another hero that wasn't needed or meta changing. And I feel like that's really one of the main concerns that I have, because I feel like when a game implements new things, it should majority of the time change the meta a little bit. And when I mean that, I mean with like arena. I'm a huge player versus player type of guy. I like competition. And maybe that's why I'm so salty, because the way player versus player is right now for arena is just, it's boring. It's so cookie cutter, it's gross. And then Bullen was added, which I'm just going to say I told you so, but another hero that wasn't even needed. It's just a legendary cash grab. And then Opal was added just recently, which in my opinion is a great hero, especially for a nuker. She looks awesome. I mean, look at that. Look, she just looks awesome. But was she needed? Was Opal a hero that was really needed? Does she change literally anything? Not at all. And on that note of Gemini and heroes that have been implemented in the game, there is still a ton of hero balancing that needs to happen. This is my thought on gachas. This comes from a free-to-play aspect, yes. In my opinion, mine. As long as you invest into the game with specific heroes that have abilities to counter a specific mechanic of a dungeon, no matter what the heroes are, as long as you have all the mechanics covered, you should be able to clear the dungeon. Now, when we talk about gear and we talk about heroes like Elite, Epic, Legendary, etc., the higher rarities, the higher gear, the better team comps, that's when you speed up the process and the time of the dungeon to complete it. The main issue is that like Elites and Epics, they just don't compare to much, except for a certain few. And poisons run the game for dungeons. Yes, poisons are the easiest to gear for. You gear them tanky, with focus, and you're good. Add Gangello in there, blah, 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 blah. But once you get the gear, you should be able to bring in nuke teams to speed up the process faster than poisons. Poison teams should be slow runs for the most part. Slower. Unless you go the speed clears with Gangello again, blah, 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 blah. But the main problem with hero balancing, in my opinion again, is that for anyone that's not a poisoner, the damage modifiers are too low, or the boss's defenses are too high. And even with some heroes, the base stats just don't make sense. There's some uncommon and elite heroes that have more base HP than some legendaries in the same classification of class. It just doesn't make sense. There's certain glyphs that don't even make sense on certain heroes. On the summoning, whenever there's a new hero implemented, there's usually a summon banner of 300% up, which mathematically doesn't really make a big difference. But coming from a player, if you're free to play, you're pretty much saving up summons for a new hero majority of the time. If you're not, then you're just spending them when you get them, right? But the game should reward players for either saving summons and waiting for a new hero with an actual good banner. You should also reward the spenders that pay money into your game to get these summons, and also paying for energy, which is ridiculous. But they should be rewarded as well with a true banner. If you increase the banner, this benefits everyone, including the company. If people are truly worried about the status of the game because people max out heroes way too quickly, then we fall into the situation of what we have now. New heroes added to the game that are mainly just to keep the players occupied and doesn't do anything for the status of the game. Now, these are all my personal opinions, right? But I know there's many that are with me. You may disagree, and that's fine. And really, this is what I want out of this video. is to hear from you what you guys think as well. Everyone that's not in the community that I own and the people I talk to on other Discords, but I can tell you the majority is the same. Real-time arena, I know they're working on big things, but in the meantime, you need to fix some quality of life stuff. I guarantee you just a small amount of these things that get fixed from this video, everyone will stand up and clap in enjoyment. That's it for today's video. I hate doing rant videos, but man, I am literally forcing myself to play the game right now, and that's really unhealthy. And it's more of a force of like I have to keep up with the game to make sure I get the limited rewards that we get. Like currently right now, I'm just doing daily quests and endless trials, saving up some diamonds so I can farm like one day out of the week to farm. And honestly, it's set. So don't forget to sub, like, hit the dingy bell. You can probably see from my face already, I'm just frustrated. I'm exhausted. I'm hoping RTA will give me that excitement. I'll see you in the next video. Peace!